Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are from Group 6 and we are here today to tell a story about the origins of Tangkuban Perahu Bandung. Before we start our story, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Faza Mola Habana.
My name is Nahifat Wakafian. My name is Janalia Ramadhani.
My name is Arif Kresna Herdian.
My name is Tulus Tarik Bimrota.
Once upon a time, in a kingdom in Priangan land, there lived a family of three. The father, who was in the form of a dog, named Tangumang, the mother, who was named Dayang Sumbi, and the son named Sangkuryang. One day, Dayang Sumbi asked Sangkuryang to hunt for some deer liver with his father, Tumang. After a long day of hunting, Sangkuryang and Tumang did not find any deer. Sangkuryang became desperate and worried because he didn't hunted any deer. He then shoots his father with his bow and took his liver and brought it back home. Eventually, Dayang Sumbi found out that the liver was not deer liver, but it was her husband's liver. Outraged, Dayang Sumbi hit Sangkuryang on the head and it left a scar on his forehead, and he was then casted away from home. Many years later, Sangkuryang traveled to many places and he stumbled upon a village where he met a young beautiful woman that he fell in love with and he proposed to. One day they were discussing about their wedding plans and the woman noticed there was a scar on Sangkuryang's head that matched with her son's scar that has left many years ago. She then realized that she has fallen in love with her own son. She knows that it was wrong, but she doesn't know how to tell him. She then told Sangkuryang that she needed a lake and a boat for their wedding, but it needs to be done before the sun rises. Sangkuryang built the lake and the boat was almost finished. Dayang Sumbi needs to stop this. She then lit up the eastern horizon with flashes of light, and it made the roosters crowded for a new day. Sangkuryang fell to marry her. Furious, he kicked the boat and it fell over, and it became the mountain of Tangkuban Perahu Bandung.
On the orientation part, the characters are Dayang Sumbi, which is loving and caring, Sangkuryang, which is hot-headed and impatient, and Tomang, which is known because there's a little information about him in the story. The story takes places in a kingdom in Priangan land. When did the story takes? In a long time ago. How did the story start? Once upon a time, in a kingdom in Priangan land lived a happy family. In the complication part, what happened to the characters? Sangkuryang killed his own father because he's so desperate to find a liver, and he took the liver and brought it home. And after that, his mom, which is Dayang Sumbi, actually realized that the liver that he brought was his husband, which is Tomang. So Dayang Sumbi was furious at him and hit him in his head, leaving a scar. Thus, Sangkuryang ran from home. What challenges did the character face in the story? Many years later, after the incident, Sangkuryang met a beautiful woman and fell in love with her. But he doesn't know that the person that he wants to marry was his own mother, which is Dayang Sumbi. Dayang Sumbi realized that the person that wants to marry her was his own son, which is Sangkuryang, because of its scar on his head. So Dayang Sumbi cannot marry her, but she makes a deal with him, and she makes a deal with him by making a lake and a boat in one night. So Sangkuryang was accepted the deal and starts his own work. When his work is almost done, Dayang Sumbi, which is his mother, wants to fell him. Dayang Sumbi wants to fell his son's work by lit up the eastern horizon with a flash of light. Thus, making it impossible to marry her. So Sangkuriang was furious and kicked the boat. In the climax part, the biggest problem in the story was Sangkuriang was furious and kicked the boat and it fell over and becoming the tangkuban perahu. On the resolution part, the ending was Sangkuriang kicked the boat because he was furious and fell over becoming the tangkuban perahu. And what can we learn from the characters? Well, Sangkuriang is very hardworking, and Tomang and Dayang Sumbi is loving and caring. How did the characters solve the problems? Dayang Sumbi successfully ruined Sangkuriang's plan into marrying her. What can we learn from the story? Do not give up, don't be selfish, and don't force others for your own sake or your own desire.
Thank you for watching and listening to our video.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.